Hey folks, this is Tolly and welcome to some more game dev here again with Drixy.
Hey guys.
And we're going to jump into some art stuff. I think we're focusing on trees today.
Trees. Yes. The vein of my existence. The reason why I belong here today is trees.
I feel like we've been kind of poking at the tree stuff for a while, trying to get something that's close. Last time we did a stream together, we kind of settled on reducing the color palette.
Yeah, so I have the main two here, the reference trees, which we've really liked, that we have in engine right now. And I'm just pulling apart all the old assets that we have, that we just shape, texture, style, and I'm bringing them into this kind of like model. And I'm going to throw them in there and see how it works. I'm finding it very hard to be consistent, as is my usual issue with the outline and whatnot. So definitely going back 3-4 times over each tree, touching it up.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're kind of grabbing some of them and bringing them into Unity and like test building a scene, I think that you'll be okay. That'll help with the consistency issues.
Yeah, but I'm very inconsistent. This is my personal problem.
Yeah, that's fair. As for me, I'm kind of just still continuing with what we were doing before. The lunch break ran a bit long today. I think it was like 3.5 hours trying to get animating props working, which we did succeed in. But there's kind of just some general cleanup. In the hour or so of my lunch break, I did figure out how to do some shader work to get sprites working as like a palette system, so we can have reduced memory capacity. I don't know. I talked for a long time about it in the last stream, but I think it
sounded really good.
Yeah, I have a solution that should reduce the cost, but we're just not going to focus on it for now. The solution I came up with, we should be able to do at any point in the future.
It's not a now problem.
Yeah, we need to just continue with building the actual game content and figure out whether or not we're building something that's fun. Although I am pretty sold on like the art style, even if the gameplay changes.
Thanks.
Why we've been working really hard on it, and I feel like it's been coming together. Like this scene here with the castle, I actually really like.
Yeah, the castle is kind of like the highlight of my entire life. You did such a good job on it.
Yeah. Drixy, I feel like you're going to get there with the trees too. It's just going to take a little bit more time because it's a little less structured. We've kind of got to figure out how to make something look organic.
If you look over here at my bonsai style tree and you look at the ones to the left, it's like, I'm just missing a lot of darkness, or do you think it's just different style? Like, I'm really... this is the issue here. I want every tree to be unique and different. It's got its own, like, vibe.
I think what you have is fine. The bigger problem is going to be bringing it into Unity and seeing if it looks consistent there.
Yeah, well, if it doesn't look consistent in here, it's definitely not going to look consistent in there.
But you're going to have a much harder time seeing that when you don't have them, like, layering over top of each other.
We'll see. It's a vibe.
We can agree to disagree, but I do think that going with the...
You're right. It's so many more steps. I just wanted to look good right away, okay?
Oh, I broke the fading on some of these textures as well. I feel like there's still some steps needed for like the prop generation that we're missing. Like maybe some naming convention stuff on whether or not something should be transparent, whether or not it should receive shadows, especially because it's very helpful to be able to delete all the props and regenerate them every now and again. For now, I'm going to focus on trying to get some cutscene work done. Let's build an intro cutscene for this area and try and figure out how we're going to have this thing glow and reveal the room as we move forward. I'm going to turn off debug spawn all, and we're going to go into my new cutscene creator. So this got worked on yesterday, or no, at the end of Tuesday's stream, I was complaining that I felt like it was too difficult to make a cutscene. I've since worked on this kind of window, which allows me to kind of name a zone and a room and then create a sequence with a specific name. So this is going to be like intro for this room. And if we come down here and take a look at these cutscenes, there's a TO4 folder. I'll even delete that one. And if I hit create on this one, I think it will it'll work okay. So yeah, we're giving it a set. It won't be repeatable. It won't have any flags associated with it. I can essentially set up some initial kind of parameters for this thing. And then I'm not going to have any dialogue associated with it. And then if I hit create sequence, that should generate a intro under TO4, give it the correct addressable name, should give it a dialogue asset, and it will also try and create sequence steps if there is dialogue in this entry. So I guess if I was to give an example of that and then delete these two and then regenerate, we could see an example of that. Whereas now it actually has an entry in here, and for every entry I add, it will add an extra step there as well, which is pretty nice. So that I can kind of build the dialogue kind of in this window, and then it'll get set up correctly over here.
Oh,
seems
right,
like it's
size.
confused there. Interesting. Wonder if deleting and recreating the... Oh, it's probably because there's no entries in here. There might be still bugs. It's still better than like having to copy and paste everything all the time.
That's not a round leaf.
Regardless, I'm going to set this to have 0 elements. And we will generate this. And it doesn't really need dialogue. So I guess in that situation we can just like... Maybe I should change the script so that if there is no entry for dialogue, it just doesn't create one. But we're going to make this intro, and then we're going to make it so that it causes the tile to load in that the orb artifact thing is on. We'll do this piece by piece. Actually, we should look at the goddess intro. How does this handle... We open this in the big screen and minimize this one a bit more. This has some move tile functionality, doesn't it? Yeah, so these are moving tiles. No, these are moving to specific tiles. Oh, it's built into the transition system for entering. Yeah, we have reveal tile. And this can take a list of tile indices. Okay. I want to reveal 610, it looks like, is where the prop is located. Okay. So if we do 6, 10, and then do a delay for half a second or something, we can then add a animation parameter, which I need to debug a little bit to try and figure out what's going on, because when we were testing this at the end of the last stream, it wasn't doing what we were expecting.
What was it doing?
It seemed like it was kind of doing a like delayed reaction, so that if I told it to animate, it would like not immediately do that.
Oh.
Or like it wouldn't end, or it would end early. Like there was something going on that like I think these parameters aren't working the way I would expect them to. Like if I set a duration, I would expect it to respect that duration and end after that duration is over. But I don't quite remember how this thing is functional, because most of the time this isn't hand driven by a sequence. It's mostly done through attack animations. So we cause the character to flinch or to die through this modification of animation. It's very rare that we have to like manually modify an entity's animation. But for this type of situation, it's going to become the norm as we get more animating props.
So excited to animate more props.
And like I said, I think I can make it so it's less of a problem in terms of memory. It might be an ongoing problem to like, or ongoing solutions, but I think we just do what we want, and then I will find a way to make it optimal.
I'm an expert at doing what I want.
So I think this will cause it to play, and then I want to reveal more tiles, and I don't think I want this to be blocking. reveal 9 tiles around this thing.
That's a little funky. What if I just loop?
I guess it's 8 tiles.
You really don't like my ancient tree. What if I make it a little smaller or more gappy?
It's not that I don't like it, it's that like it's hard to reveal on a single tile.
But it's so cool.
It'll
work on that
require
later.
a very specific setup to have it so it
Yeah.
pops in.
Okay, what happened to you, my friend? Well, we're just going to forget about you. We don't need you. And I think we're going to bring up Unity and make a forest. Oh, 001. This is where the hero lands for the first time, right? Spawn
yes.
I don't. Oh, there's the goddess statue. Okay.
Those are all old props. You might want to delete all of those so that the only ones that exist are the numbered ones.
It's not coming up in the script data here. We'll have to look at this again later.
Yeah, because those are all bad ones. So you want to delete everything that doesn't have a common number. Those are all from the old setup from before. You're getting like a bunch of errors down below. So like go up a level. So click on the hierarchy and go to billboard props there. You should be able to delete that whole section.
Okay. Goodbye. And then I gotta recreate tiles? No.
No.
Oh, no, this is all fine. Yeah, they're fixed. There's some yellow ones here, but I think that's sound.
Yeah, those are sound related. So you can delete those as well.
No,
So
that's okay.
You can at least turn them off. So if you disable the terrain types, if you go up to the top parent there, the level above. Yeah, and then disable that object.
Bye.
They should disappear.
Okay.
And then the only ones left are the blue ones, which are the start reveals, which
is fine.
You could turn those off as well. I think those are, they don't respect activity, so they'll still work.
Why is there one still in temp trees? What are you? Don't accept this. You're going in. Oh, where's my mouse? Just tried so hard to clean you up. Okay. Oh well, what a difference. Okay, we're not gonna worry about those then.
What's going on?
No, I just went into like the shadow trees, the concept file, because I was thinking I saw some shadow trees on there, and it was just a blob of probably painted on paint program. It looked very bad.
Can I see?
Whoa, why are they intersecting? Oh, they're overlapping. That's fine. Yes, I will go to center trees, shadow trees, and I did round leaf. That's the old. That's my concept. Ain't that fun?
You could also remember you can do custom.
Yeah.
If you want very specific positions.
Thank you. Bush. Ha. I have my mossy pile saved as a bush and a rock. I'm gonna have to clean that up.
You are not responding. Your avatar is too...
No?
is not sensitive enough.
Oh no. I'll come bring the mic closer. Is that better?
No, you're still not responding.
Oh, do I need to get loud?
What? Ideally not get loud.
Okay. Blah. Cake. Okay. How's that?
Better?
Okay. Nope. Meh.
I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Okay, thank you. There. Maybe? Okay. Fidget, fidget, fidget.
I think the problem is that it's not maintaining, so your blue bar needs to be weaker.
Okay.
Your green bar, I think, is okay, but
Yeah.
the blue bar for how long it maintains speech while you're continuing to talk doesn't seem strong enough. So the blue bar needs to be a lot lower.
Okay. I think that is a lot lower now. Can you
Okay.
speak in case you trigger my character?
Testing to see if I trigger. No, you seem okay now.
Okay.
We're good.
I just needed to be more sensitive.
Always. Okay, I'm going to come back to my perspective, or at least partially. So I've got this kind of simple sequence cutscene set up in which when we enter the room, it should
Did my
reveal the
stone
tile,
file break?
animate it, wait half a second, and then animate the 4 cardinal directions around it. Let's see if that works. Also, I want to change the trigger name to this to be the name of the scene. So as soon as we load into this room, it should activate. We might have to leave and come back, though. Unlockable characters with the hydration.
Hydration.
And back.
Woo.
All right, so the intro, I think, only plays when we leave and re-enter. I should fix that bug.
One of my rocks completely broke. There's no gems inside. Ha ha. Yeah. Is there
me
a
see.
reason why one of my props is not populating? This guy is, whoop, supposed to be stones.
That would imply the asset doesn't exist anymore.
I'm looking at it right now in the file system.
So try clear it. No,
Too much
not
clear.
that one.
Too much clear. Oh god.
The
I'm so
clear
sorry.
on this one.
Okay.
You were about to delete everything. So then change this to big stone.
I did this.
Yeah.
Big 20.
Okay, then click on the error on the bottom of the screen, the red text.
Oh, game object, it has been destroyed, but you are still trying to access it.
Click on that.
Whoop.
Clear this.
Clear.
And then try again. So clear. And then retry.
Big 20.
Still not working.
No error popped up.
No. Can we go to the project view? I want to go see if stone 20 exists. So go up to art.
Not forced.
No, no, props. You were there. Scroll down. This one. Stones. Big 20's there. Double click on that one. And it exists.
There's the lad.
Okay, now go back to clicking on Big 20. And then go back to Inspector in the top left of this one. And it has Forest Stones Big 20 set. Okay. Yeah, that looks like it should be working. This is new. We have not seen it, so props don't load. X out of... Go to the top of the very hierarchy one, the very top one there. And then go down and hit that back button on the far left to get out of prefab view mode.
Okay.
And then...
Maybe I'm having it on the wrong placement. Maybe instead of center, that doesn't make any sense, but I'll try here.
No,
No, it's been destroyed.
Interesting.
We'll put that on the docket for after stream because debugging.
No, well,
art.
okay, so try a different one. Try like 214.
Yeah, the pebbles work.
No. Try like a different tile, like 214 as the tile that you're trying to modify.
Oh, okay.
That's 315, but okay.
Yeah, it's close enough. Nope.
It just really doesn't like that asset.
Nope. And big mossy pile didn't work either. But my pebbles work. Wait. The pebbles did work.
Yeah,
Did I break it?
think you got into a bad state somehow. I'm not entirely sure. Try clearing and regenerating, like true clearing, like what you were about to do when
boo, eh?
Yeah. Well,
That's okay.
I'm not sure what else to try without going into a pretty big debug.
We're gonna clear.
Generate. And also populate the options again. Okay, now try that big stone.
Make sure I have my stones in here.
Yeah, they show
They
up.
exist. And I populated. Whoop. All right, rock. Be my friend. No.
No. All right, hit console clear. Or hit console and don't clear yet, but what do we have here? Open this up more if you can. You're trying to access an object that's already been destroyed.
How did you destroy my boulder?
Oh. Is
Runtime addressables?
That's the prop tile. The prop tile is trying to generate the assets, trying to load it, instantiate it. Is this because of... I added some addressable logic the other day. I think it might be causing this problem.
You broke my rock?
But I don't think I... oh, maybe I did check that in. Have you got a sync recently?
No.
Click on the address. No, that wouldn't be in here anyways. Actually, let's try anyways. Click on...
Other things are working.
No, nothing's working now.
Never mind. Bad state.
Your whole thing is busted.
It was working for like 3 trees. Oh, chest working. Isn't that a gift? This guy was working. Yeah, some are working, some are not. It looks like the ones that I worked with earlier are working, and then things I haven't played with, like, well, I guess I haven't played with the chest. I don't know. Yeah, that's missing.
Huh.
Oh, is it? No, because I organized my files a little bit, but I've cleared everything and regenerated since.
Before we started, we went through and did a big pass on everything.
So everything should be fresh.
This implies that it isn't. Let's go back to project. Scroll down. Can we take a look at your sprites folder? Under dungeon props. Dungeon.
Where am I? Dungeon.
Props. And then look at the sprite side in the forest.
Oh, here?
Yeah, scroll down to the forest section. Can we look at the stones in here? You should be able to delete those folders as well. They shouldn't matter, but...
The temporary ones?
Yeah. Then open stones. Yeah, these all seem fine. Okay, let's go back up to the upper folder in props under stones.
In props under stones?
Scroll up to the upper level here in this section and open up stones.
Gotcha.
And then click on the big 20 again, but then also, can we, where the console is, let's add a new tab so we can have the inspector open at the same time over here.
Okay.
Just right click on console or there, either way, but just go to add tab.
Add tab.
And inspector.
Inspector.
So it has an addressable associated with it. Interesting.
Is it this packed assets thing that you were playing with yesterday?
No, that's not related.
No?
None of that's checked in yet. Try regenerating the props again.
Oof. Okay, so we're gonna clear?
No.
Just generate?
No, the props, not
We're in props.
Sprite folder to props.
Okay.
So bottom left of your screen. That guy.
Yeah.
Run that one.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now you could try clicking on the populate options on the top.
Okay.
Okay, now try adding big rock.
Come on, big rock, big money. Nope.
Alright.
I apologize. Drixy broke everything as usual.
No, well, it's interesting because it was working fine for most everything, but only certain assets aren't working. Can we go back to the console? Let's dig into what's happening.
Okay.
So
Whoa.
scroll. Let's double click on line 38 on the prop, or sorry, line 233, the blue text.
233?
Yeah. Double click on that section.
Okay. I'll pull over to the side.
Yeah, that's trying to load the prop.
Nothing weird there.
Go into that function called utils address instantiate async. So right click on the addressable part there, yeah. And then go to definition. Yeah, this doesn't even have my new crazy code that I wrote in here.
This is the same old stuff. So I probably did something weird.
Yeah, well, go back, hit the back button in the top, or that works too. Minimize this. Scroll up in the blue text section.
Say when? At the top.
Here, I want to see. This implies that the prefab doesn't exist anymore. Okay, go to Windows. Very top of the screen.
Oh.
Very top window.
Okay.
Go to asset something. Where is it? General?
General?
No, it's at the very bottom. Asset management.
Asset management.
Addressables. Groups.
Groups.
Open this up. Maximize.
Maximize.
Packed assets. Open that one up.
Gonna be big.
Scroll all the way to the bottom.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so this is all your different trees and stuff. Click on Big 20.
Got it.
Double click on it. And then close this window.
Close those?
Yep. Yeah, it opened it correctly in the inspector on the left. So it knows where it is. Okay. Next best option, close Unity and reopen it.
Honestly, fair. Goodbye. Don't save. Don't save my failures.
And then reopen and see what happens.
Sweet.
I've not seen this before, so I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what's happening. I might rewatch the VOD at some point to see what exactly the steps were that you took to get to that state.
Yeah.
It's not on you.
It's probably on me. I probably broke something.
Well, no, because
Oh, yeah.
the tools should be strong enough that no matter what you do, they should never do that. That's a really bad state.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you didn't save, so it's...
Oh, I got excited. My rock's there. That's
Go-
the rock.
Yeah, well, that's because we're not actually doing... It's fine. So
Is
go
it
back to
because I deleted the old information?
It shouldn't be. Go to hierarchy. Go into the room section. Open that up. Delete the billboarded props again. It shouldn't need to be there.
This one?
Yep. Disable the terrain types.
Okay.
Okay, go to the prop forest one.
Yep.
Clear all of this.
Clear.
Oh, you know what it could be?
What?
Zero out the prop options.
The go 0?
Yep. And hit enter. Okay, now go down to the bottom one, that one there, and generate the forest.
Forest. Come to me.
Okay, and now
Oh.
generate on the top one.
Generate.
Okay, and then hit populate options.
8.
That still made 84 of them.
That sounds about right. I got a lot of stuff. It's not because there's a file folder inside this one now, right? Because I put shadow trees inside of this one.
Maybe?
Because it was able to do it. Like, if I go here, center options, trees, and I have shadow trees, and it's another option.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that it works. I did not intend for these to ever have more than one folder below.
Okay, should I try removing that? Because that's one of the new things I did.
Let's see if you can get the big stone to work first.
It's working.
Okay, now try adding a shadow tree. Because that was one of the things you had done just before it broke.
Shadow tree.
And then clear it, I guess. Because you did that as well. And then try adding another object.
Round tree.
Okay.
Maybe it just it was in a mood and it just needed a little attention.
It could also be just closing and reopening Unity. It was in like a bad state.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not sure why it would do that. It seemed like what was happening was it was trying to load the addressables of it, but it was trying to load a version of it that had been deleted.
I still wouldn't put that past user error. It seems like something I would do.
I will say, can you take that shadow trees out of trees? Because that does also make me a little wary.
Yes, I can do that, absolutely. I'll do that right now, in fact.
There's also another thing I saw that's not great. You had a period in one of the file names instead of an underscore.
Oh, no.
Go back to the frontmost part. Go to the hierarchy and go to the top.
I can do it in the folder? No?
You can if you can see the one with the period in it.
I am looking for it currently.
It was the very first option in populate options in the root.
Oh.
So, yeah, go up to bushes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bushes.
That cannot have a period. That may cause real bad problems too.
Oh, bushes.
And then you're going to need to probably delete the props folder and regenerate it again.
Apologies.
No, why are you apologizing?
I didn't know a period could cause such chaos.
Yeah, no, because it might try and start treating it as a different file name, so everything after the period might be an extension.
I gotta clear everything just like I just did again.
So you can clear this. You're also gonna want to go into the project.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna want to go to this forest folder, delete that
completely.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
And then go to the bottom and regenerate.
Great tiles. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
This might also be causing that problem. The deleting all and regenerating all might be causing issues. So what I would also recommend is closing Unity and reopening, but save this time.
Just save as is right now?
Yep, save the scene and then close and reopen.
Did I save? Control S, yes. I believe I saved. Okay, goodbye.
Because I think there's a chance that that's causing the addressables to get very confused until you close and open it.
So sensitive. Like me.
I don't know if that's true. It's not sensitive. It's probably that I'm writing bad code somewhere that's like not updating things correctly.
I'm sure your code is perfect. In every way.
Is it loading now?
Doing the thing. Oh gosh.
So
I'm lost.
Yeah, so go back down, scroll down to the bottom of that list, click on the props thing.
Props.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you can hit generate here.
There we go. I was so confused. I'm like, where do I go again? Did you work? Did I hit it? Okay, things are there.
And then populate.
Gotcha.
And now you should be good to continue.
Okay. Yeah, everything looks there. Woo! Crisis averted.
Okay, now continue as you were, and hopefully it doesn't get into a broken state again. If it does, I'm going to be very interested to watch and find out what's happening. The best kind of debugging is when you can see it. And I mean, all systems have things where they're not fully built to like, there can be edge cases you didn't think of. It's very common. It's honestly more helpful for you to find these problems now.
Ooh, round leaf.
While I still have a lot of this in my mind.
As good as that, does it? Does it look okay?
If you hit game, I think you... Oh, will you not get a view? No.
Not yet. Play! No, I don't like that tree.
And you can edit it here as a reminder. You don't have to... You can edit it in play mode. But just remember, every time you hit stop, it's going to wipe all your memory. And you'll have to rebuild the whole forest again. Unless you, like, save it out into the project.
Don't know if I like that.
You can also edit it like you were doing. Just editing it with the game not in play mode.
Yeah. Okay, which one was this? Oh, that was play mode. 68 round leaf.
Okay, I think I've got my thing over here working. If we go maximum on game mode. No. Oh, wait, I've got to leave and come back.
So why do you... Is it the shadowing?
Ooh, okay. Kind of. Kind of working. The problem is that reveal doesn't do what I thought it does. It does not move the tile, it simply immediately pops it into existence. So I need to have it actually like pop into place. Yeah, I guess that makes sense for how this one was built. It's just badly named now because I want to truly reveal. This is icon. Should have a seconds related to it. Does not. Reveal board intro. This is not the same script. Yeah, this is calling reveal immediately. This is spawning revealed tiles. So I think what I might want to do is have this have like a bool for whether or not we're spawning immediately or we should spawn in. Normally. Trying to figure out which scene I want. No. Let's leave it on this one for now. As I try and figure out some of the code side. Just let Drixy be
What?
the main image.
Oh no. Not me, my twee.
How is it coming?
We're about to find out. Yeah, that does look better, doesn't it? It looks almost like 3D rendered up here, which is really weird, but like I don't hate it. I do hate this though. I am gonna fix this booble in here. Whoa. I'm really struggling because I just reset my hotkeys on my tablet and it's driving me bonkers. I'm trying to learn.
Let's try, if you go save this scene in Unity, I want to see if I can help you a little bit at least.
With what?
Because you're saving and checking how it looks in Unity right now.
Yeah.
You should be doing that at the proper perspective.
Okay.
Because right now you're looking at it through the scene view, which is not a proper setup camera.
No, but I should be doing it in game view, I know.
Oh, and you have it running anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like I can get a gist over here fairly okay. I'm not looking if it's pixel perfect. I'm just looking at like the general silhouette.
Okay. But that silhouette won't be accurate because it'll be distorted.
Yeah, it's still bad.
Oh.
I know it's I don't know. I don't know about this tree. I think it's okay. It's just okay. It's not as good as the ones behind. I love my big orange tree. It brings me great joy. Okay, that looks a bit better. Good enough for now. Let's continue down the list. Well, that one kind of gets melted, doesn't it? Is it because that one doesn't have... This one has it, that one doesn't. What one is that? Why are you not showing anything? What are you? Round tree 2. Yeah, so my big issue is I pretty much forgot the outline in all the last pass. So I'm just going ahead and do that because it's a big difference. Like you see these guys, well, I mean color stands out to each other, but these guys completely blend in together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. And you're just kind of adding like a bit of a darker outline all around the outer edges.
Yeah, it's not really obvious, is what we've noticed in our experiment. Like, it's not enough to really bring forward too much attention to it, but it is enough to separate the assets from each other when they're lined up. Or at least that's the theory. Whoops, you stay over there. Let's see the difference. Yeah. Look at how that is. That's awesome.
Let me see.
Did you see it a second ago?
No, I was looking at code things.
It's separate now. I can't go back because it's an ice bright save. So you missed the magic.
No, it's fine. I think the bigger problem I have with the tree on 215 is just the trunk style. because it's only 2 colors. It's the same issue I was having with the
Oh
flower
yeah,
pot.
fair. Oh, I must have forgotten the trunk. I've done 84 forest assets. I tend to skip accidentally a little bit sometimes.
Well, that's the thing though, is I feel like we need to focus on like a smaller subset of them.
You kept saying you want more trees.
Yeah, but we haven't nailed the design of the trees.
No, you're totally right. I got carried away. But we're only doing 4 colors anyway, so well, that one is the darkest already. Oh, whoa, what did I do? What did I do? Okay, you're dark. Oh, you're not very dark. Okay. I will fix this. It will be beautiful.
Okay, I think I may have gotten the first step of the reveal working. Come back to my perspective. So I've got the 8 tiles that I want to have happen. So it should pop up here. Yeah, and they all come in, but they all kind of come in too quickly. But I don't really have a lot of control with that, with this sequence step. I feel like this thing isn't giving me the power that I want. It would be easier if this was an ability, because if we use our ability system, we could just like create a series of nodes that like ripple outwards. And I can control the rate that each one appears at. If I take a look at the abilities, like even transition, this has a bunch of tile site ability effects, and each of those can have like a delay associated with them so that they can come up at slightly different times. And then we have these additional ones that come in at a later delay. I almost feel like I want the ability to do, I guess, a sequence step that allows me to trigger an ability. actually think this code doesn't work either. This sets the adjustable tile offset, and here I'm trying to set the reveal delay. But when we call reveal... Oh no, it will use that reveal delay and make an amount around it. Okay, so you can modify it like that. It's a little weird, but...
Don't judge. It's doing its best.
I don't know if it is doing its best.
Okay, well maybe it's not.
So I think... Really, I'd like to have it so each tile... I almost want it so that each of these sequence steps have like its own amount of reveal. Which I can do. It's just a hassle because I'm going to have to modify a lot of sequence steps, which is going to get very cumbersome.
Is it worth it long term though?
No, well, I need to do it anyways because I have a very specific look I want for the way this thing pulses and reveals the tiles around it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to do it. The question is, like, how do I handle it?
Right.
Like, it made sense to do a bunch of reveals in this way where each one was an idea, essentially, that I want to have happen. Maybe I want something that's a little bit more custom. So we have this reveal tiles.
Does that not do anything? Oh, this is... I know. Okay.
Reveal tiles around. Circle pattern? It's like, I could do this with a bunch of individual sequence steps, but I feel like this is going to be something I might want to do consistently. And it probably is easier to handle in code. Just not sure if I like this name. So I think instead of this being a tile-based or tiles-based sequence, I think it's a tile-based sequence. So it only cares about one.
Okay, those are all not good. Haven't gotten that far yet. That one looks like a ice cream cone.
Oh, that's looking good.
Yeah. So far I've noticed anything that's like a super vibrant color really doesn't need an outline. It really speaks for itself and it doesn't smush in the greens. So I feel like whatever is a dominant color in the zone should have an outline just to break it up. Because I don't feel like every should be like orange, green, purple, green, pink, green, purple, green. Like I don't want to go too ham.
Mm-hmm.
Though I totally would. I need more space. But everything seems to be lining up. Even on this side, everything seems to be... You can even see a little separation there. Everything seems to be working fairly well. This side is more my concern. Make sure they're sticking out from each other. So I'm going to keep building here. I'm just going down the line of everything I've made so far.
Cool.
Look at that cutie. They almost look like Dr. Seuss trees, though. Definitely not the style. But they were fun to make.
Can we see it in the game view? I really can't process it from that level.
Woo!
Yeah, I don't like the colors on the thinner trunks.
Yeah, no, those ones, I was kind of gaming around with. They're pretty... Well, let me pull it up here. I'll show you. Oops. All right, I reorganized everything. Look at how goofy it is.
Well, it's again, I think, is that only 2 colors?
Yeah, the trunk I didn't finish because I figured that was not going to be a valid for the forest. But honestly, I kind of like it in there, so I can quickly just fix this up.
Yeah, well, maybe it's a little too like Dr. Seuss with the swirl, but like...
But how fun is that?
It's hard to say.
Yeah, it depends on the mood of the trees.
Well, I would even, like, I'd be tempted just to chop the swirl off, and that might also just be a fine lower tree.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Because we don't have a lot of, like, mid to small tree kind of forms right now for silhouettes. I don't know how to solve my problem. I feel like I want to make something in script that's just essentially going to be like grabbing the current tile and then like getting its neighbors and then like expanding outwards. To like reveal things around.
Oh, the trunk's still very bright in comparison.
No, I don't like this. I hit the mic. My bad. Shoot. Okay. I think it might be time to break out the sequence builder.
Bringing out the big guns.
See if this thing still works.
Okay. Here we go. Fix the trunk. What's next we got? That was pink. We got purple. We got that, which will also maybe a fixed trunk. How did I miss so many trunks? I already have that one. Oh. No. You said no to highlights.
Okay.
I think the funniest part of art is I was so confident like 5 days ago, but like, oh yeah, I can bang out all these assets in like 2 days. And it feels like it's been 87 years.
Well, I mean, part of that I think is just like the amount of assets you're trying to make that are unique.
A lot of them are repetitive though. Like it's not even they're all unique.
No, but I'm saying you're attempting to try and make a lot of unique ones. But I feel like we haven't successfully made a room yet.
No,
Like,
because the room doesn't have enough unique accessories to make it feel as good as like the demon castle.
yeah, I mean, the thing about the Demon Castle is it's easier to just be like, here's a bunch of walls, we'll slam those in, and then we fill in the middle to make things look interesting. With the forest, you do need to kind of figure out what does the edge look like, because it's not going to just be a single kind of wall prop.
Yeah, and nor can it be a single tree.
No, for sure, it can't be just a single tree, but I think you have more than enough trees at this point to try constructing a space.
Well, that's kind of what I'm doing right now in a skewed way. Because I'm just throwing them all down in a row just to see,
But see,
hey, do they all look good in there first?
But that's not constructing a scene.
No, I know.
So I'm not trying to criticize, and I'm not trying to like dictate to you how you should like build, but my advice would be to take the assets you have after you finish doing whatever you're doing with this current tree, and I would try and make a space with just what you have. And if it's enough, it's enough. And if it's not, it's not. But like, you should at this stage be able to build something.
You're right. I'm literally just trying to fix everything, make it look cohesive. Because as I said,
Which is 100% fair. We'll want to be able to do that. But I think that if we could build even a room that doesn't look diverse enough, but it feels like a forest area, then we can go from there. Because again, if you think about what we had from the old assets, we were able to make this room in particular feel like a forest area with one bush that was just a shrunk down version of your tree, which you hated.
I did dislike that.
And a bunch of those trees. And it was still able to feel like a space with basically just two props. So you should have more than enough at this point to make this feel like a forest area.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
So I would be less concerned about converting every single prop that you've started, and be more concerned about trying to build a room. And if you find yourself missing a piece, go find the piece you're missing and update that one for the specific spot that you're trying to create.
Wise words.
I'm trying.
It's like, how do you even build a forest out of sprites if not just tossing them all in the middle?
So
this is the struggle.
So we can do that part together if you want. So
that'd be enjoyable.
So hit play, hit stop here, and save the scene that you have.
Just get rid of a sprite, focus on full screen. And sorry, what do you want me to do?
Let's, well, number one, your game view is in free aspect, so we need to fix that.
Oh, yes.
So 640. Yeah, perfect. ×2 scale. Close enough. Hit save on the scene. So Control S to save.
Done.
Okay, now let's go play mode. Because I'm going to have an easier time with it if it's on play mode. Okay, let's go to the board. Here, click on one of the green nodes. And I just want to get us in a good state. So let's clear all these and regenerate all the nodes.
They're not even showing up there. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so I would clear from the root. So go up to the one above these where we populate normally. So scroll up. Yep, perfect. You got it.
Here?
Yeah, clear that and then regenerate everything. Okay. Let's start in that back corner 015. Let's start with a center option.
Open up my trees on the side here so I can see which files what called where. Okay, center.
So let's start with center. Let's bring up a tree. Whatever tree you're feeling.
Let's start with something pretty in
No colored trees to start. I know you like your orange and your purples, but just green. We should be able to do this with only green trees.
How about that one? It's gonna be hiding in the back.
So, okay, what is the idea behind this tree? So let's go game view. What are you trying to achieve with this tree?
I want to give it its almost an ethereal look. Like, it's not Earth. Like, you are in a fantasy realm. This is the first time you're in this area. I mean, second time because you're in the Demon's Castle first. So obviously you're in a fantasy land. But I really want to hammer it home. Like, hey, you're not in a realm where you are used to. Something could be very different here. And it's not like going so extreme as like, hey, Avatar style, everything is absolutely bonkers, but like something a little unique.
Okay. Okay, so your goal then, to try and summarize and paraphrase back, just to make sure that we're on the same page, is that you want this tree to feel fantasy.
Yes.
I don't get fantasy vibes from this.
Well, it's not as crazy fantasy as this one.
For sure. Agreed. But that, like we talked about, is more Dr. Seuss than it is, like, fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, fantasy, Dr. Seuss, like, splitting hairs a little bit, but in terms of, like, what we're trying to achieve, I would say that this is, that is not the correct look.
Okay.
Now, the one that has the little, like, flowers, is that indication of flowers?
Yeah.
The thing with that one is that it doesn't scream fantasy to me, because it feels like a tree that should exist but is drawn, I don't know, oddly.
Okay.
How do I put this? So that tree isn't giving me like, hey, this is Lord of the Rings vibes.
No, nothing as majestic as that. It is relatively simple. But
Yeah.
I wanted to break up the forest of green.
Okay.
Without breaking up too much.
Okay. Okay. So I think, okay. So the purpose is fantasy.
Yes. Now, if you don't like it, that's totally okay.
You move that one. Undo.
I know. I'm Oh, like move the doodad? Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you. There you go.
You can. I'm trying to figure out how to put this into terms. I feel like this. Unlockable characters makes an interesting point. We'll talk about that. So it says unlockable characters is saying it could just be that we need the tree to have like shapes that are like little fairy houses or something.
That'd be very hard to render in tiny pixels.
No, and that's fair.
But it'd be so cute.
I feel like the tree gives this vibe that it matters.
It won't when there's multiple of them. But let's carry on.
No, okay. Let's clear this one.
So we want to do basic greens.
Oh, unlockable characters was saying it already had a little fairy house vibe to it.
Oh,
So you'd
that's
already
fun.
achieved it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, go to game view. Can you drag your scene view to your other monitor?
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Okay. So
It's so small. It's so big.
Interesting.
Hmm. What's your vibe?
So I don't love the overlapping of these bushes.
No.
No, because these bushes are so much brighter in color than the
I
actual...
thought we're just testing assets now. I haven't put down a pass on the bushes yet. I've only been working on trees.
Okay.
Like, they're not indexed. They're not in the palette yet.
Okay, well, and then this is exactly the type of thing that I'm looking to get at, though, then, is that, okay, so right off the bat, we should stop and we should fix the bushes.
Okay, but...
Rather than trying to build every variation of tree, we should try and get a single version of each type of prop or sized prop in as an option. So do we have any bushes that have been indexed at all, or are they all...
And that one looks more like a rock, though. So that one kind of isn't anything. Oh, right. This screen here. Let me actually pull up my bushes on the other side. Uno momento, see if you play. Some of them have been indexed, yes.
Okay.
2 seconds, please. Which side am I doing? Whoop. Go back to full screen. That didn't work the way I wanted it to. That should be fine.
You can't anchor a independent Unity window in the same way you can a regular window.
Just learned. So that one still has highlights, so that one was indexed, but now we've polished up since then. There we go. That one is in palette.
Okay.
Fairly certain. Might be wrong, but at least it's better. And then 25?
That one's too bright feeling to me.
Yeah. Where's... Oh, why isn't it showing up? Oh, it's here. No, I don't think a lot of these are complete yet.
Okay.
You were right. I should have gone through some of them, but I have an orange bush, and look how beautiful that is. I know that one has been rendered properly.
Okay. So then let's try going back. So do you see the patch of green on the left?
This guy?
Yeah. Can we try putting a very against the edge of that green patch your accent tree, the one that's supposed to have a fantasy vibe?
Yes. Boom.
Okay. Can we move that forward one tile? So clear this one and move it back towards hero along the edge.
Okay, so we're doing 09 here. Boom.
Okay. Now on the front tile for this one.
Right in front of it on a southeast?
No. On the same tile as the tree.
Okay.
In its front option.
Yep.
What do we have for low cover that can go in front of it?
We have your favorite bush. Oh, that's not your favorite bush. Simple. Simple is your favorite bush. Oh, it's not very...
No, it doesn't fit anymore.
Stones, the scrubs all work.
Okay. I like that scrub.
It's a good scrub.
Now let's go to the tile behind it.
Okay.
What can we put here to kind of give us a edge, break off the edge a bit?
Big mossy pile of rocks.
I don't read this one as a big mossy pile of rocks.
I'll make the gray come out a little more then.
Yeah, because I'm mostly just seeing this one as a green blob. I'm not getting... If anything, it feels more like an enemy or like an interactable object. It doesn't feel like it fits into the space the same way.
Good advice. Thank you.
Okay,
I will fix the blob.
Okay, so if we go back to that one, though...
You don't want the blob?
No, let's clear that. Let's go center instead of front. And let's go... Are any of the flowers been modified?
Yes, these have all been rendered properly.
Okay. Let's do flowers front. Okay, and then in the back option here, let's do some of the pear boulders.
Okay. They are off the tile a bit.
Yeah, I think that's okay as long as it doesn't look that way.
No, you can't see it.
You can't really tell that.
Okay, and the next one over, maybe another tree.
We can try another tree. I think it's going to break up your accent piece one, though. Yeah, I don't like the way that, like, if you want that fantasy one to be dominant, it doesn't feel dominant in this position.
Oh, that one's not done yet. None of these broadleaves are done.
What about something very small?
Wait.
Are there any tiny trees that have been worked on?
That guy?
Okay. I'm still not liking that one. What if we did like a log? Do we have any log pieces?
You got stumps. I don't think I have logs yet. Wherever... I think logs are MIA.
Okay, they got deleted at some point.
Yeah, I have stumps. I don't think I ever designed a log.
Okay.
Because they were too small. They were crossing over one tile.
Let's clear this stump.
Oh.
Let's go change it to a back option and make it that same stump piece.
Okay. Stump.
No, this is the other thing is with the vines on this tree, it makes it so putting anything in behind gets very muddy immediately because it's kind of creating this odd lines of textures through it. So it doesn't feel like we can put anything really behind it easily. So do scrubs for this one. Do low scrubs, 16. And then on the tile behind that, do a center or front scrubs and do a larger ones. Okay.
It doesn't look bad.
No, it doesn't look bad at all. Go back to the one with the scrubs in the back. Yeah, and add a bit more detail in the front there. And the flowers work really well as being a very small detail.
I think I also have like tiny grass. Yeah.
Okay. I will say that flower you had a moment ago felt very neon.
Yeah, it was a little bit too bright. It's a very pale white yellow too, so that's fascinating. I'll tone it down.
This one, even the white one you have here, feels a bit intense to me. So let's go... So that's a small bit of grass you have there in front of that scrub.
Well, that's the big blue. The pink has calmed down. Okay.
Can we try removing that pink one and replacing it with some pebbles? No, it can't be front. It would need to be center, which you can do. Yeah, because that one overlaps a little bit too far forward otherwise. Okay. I don't like the grass that's in front of the tiny scrub next to that rock tile.
Okay.
And sorry, when I say I don't like it, it's not that I don't like the asset. It's that it doesn't feel like it's really popping against the ground in any way. Can we try switching that one to... Nah, it can't be anything that large.
Well, I think it's gonna hide away. I think that's the whole like little point of it. To not really stand out. Let's do a little sapling. Those have not been rendered properly.
Okay, let's clear the center option. Let's go add a custom prop on the bottom. Change this one. Oh, actually, leave it as the lush one there. The lush. This is your grass one that you were talking about, right? Billboard this one. Or sorry, under billboard, change it to flipped. Okay, and then let's pull it back a bit. Oh, yeah, okay. Bring it... Yeah, bring it behind the rock like that. That seemed good. Yeah, now pull that forward a little bit more so it comes towards hero. No, back one. That actually looked the best, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, if you change its pixel height, how bad does it look? Say 2? No, the shadows start to get a little weird on it. Okay. And then if you flip it back to normal.
It looks better flipped at this angle.
Yeah. Can you get it closer to that rock, or if you bring it forward, does it actually snap on top of it?
Snaps
Oh no,
on top
you
of
can,
it there.
There. Go for right there, right next to it. Down, back 1. -4. Okay. I think that helps feel like there's a little bit of grass growing up along the cracks of that rock, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, let's come in front of your mushroom tree or your flower tree.
My mushroom tree.
I'm thinking about what unlockable characters called it. Also, there's a
The fairy
hydrate.
tree.
Let's mute for a second on the hydrate.
Hydrate.
Okay.
Oh, there's my new blue flowers. Those are too tall.
Yeah, we're trying to keep... So just to kind of communicate what I'm trying to do here is if we want this to be like a thing that makes us feel like we're in a fantasy world, I want this tree to be like a central piece of this layout, right? And so if we go... When I said front, I meant the one to the left of that.
The corner?
On the edge of the world, because we want to make sure the edge of the world is always filled in. So we're kind of starting there to begin with. So we don't want any trees here because, again, the center point needs to be this kind of this fantasy tree that you're trying to go for.
Could this be where a gate is?
Can you walk hero over there? I'm curious if that's the edge of the world.
I did the wrong side. Oh.
Yeah, they need at least 2 spaces to work.
No, it's rotating this direction or this direction. There's no this direction. I'd have to custom prop it and flip it.
Yes, you would.
Wow.
Okay, that is the edge. So you could do that, though. So if you want to add custom prop here.
That would be front and... No, it wouldn't be flipped. That would be back and flipped.
Yep. Can I make a suggestion on that one?
Yeah.
We can bring that one forward a bit too. You need to go back down and then bring it on the left depth. Yeah, bring it to like -3. -3 seems fine to me.
No one need to bring all of them to -3.
You could even do +1, I think. Yeah, and then you'd need to make sure those values are the same on the next one over.
Okay.
So when you add the next custom prop, middle flipped, and then -3, +1.
Very, very strong tool here. Oh. I did the wrong one.
Okay, now...
I could actually make that a mid and do one more here. Yeah, I don't think we've done this yet, where it's gone actually 4 long.
It should work fine.
It does. Beautiful.
Now all of these are going to need additional props to hide the bases of them a little bit, because they feel a little flat going into the ground right now.
You are right. So that's for like...
Yes.
Oh, that would have to be...
This will also probably
front?
need to be custom. You can try front to see. That bush could work.
There's a big lad.
You could try a scrub.
I do love the scrubs.
That
Scrubs
works
look the
okay.
best.
Yeah, it feels like that's pretty far out into like the back of the tree area. And then you could go to probably too intense to do the large scrub here.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can though, if we could go to near your gray, we're going to shift a little bit just for a second, but if you go near your kind of yellowish bush or the brown bush in the back, right at the end of the trail, there's like a spot that's all dirt color.
Yeah.
If you click on that one, can we go center and do a red bush or red scrub there?
With flowers?
Yeah. No, one forward to that, towards me. I don't know if you actually have the perspective of that, but
I don't know, but I'm going to try.
to the bottom right corner of the screen.
I went that,
No, the
I went
other
that way.
You went towards you.
Bottom right? Like over here?
No. Same exact spot where we were. Just move your cursor up. So cursor down one. Down. Oh, other down. Up one. That one. That's
Right in the center of the path?
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to achieve. I just want that to live there for a little bit while we work on other stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so now going back to the fence post. If we take a look at the second fence post in line here,
Yep.
let's add a custom prop.
Okay.
And then let's use that bush, but yeah, bring it in front and try and center it almost. Exactly. I think that looks really good. Even
Yeah, it
bring
does.
it back to -3 again. Now, that does mean that this is overlapping exactly, which I don't love. So that does need to come forward on one side or the other. It can't be in the exact same position as
It's
the
not
post.
shimmying or anything like that.
No, it's not, but there's no guarantee that it always renders in the right spot.
Okay, so we'll bring it to negative... It can't be -3?
It could be
There you
-2, -1, or it can be -4. -4, 0 looks okay to me.
It does.
Just looks a little lower. That's not too bad. Hello, Magnus.
Magmoose!
This one here. Those are going to be too intense, so
They're
we need
very
something
intense.
low. We could do pebbles. Oh, that works okay-ish, but I do think it's cutting through the top of the... So if you make this one again a custom, for these ones here, because these are kind of offset, you could do the large double stones, the pair of them, and then just shift them pretty far forward.
Like that forward?
Yeah. So
Look, make it look like between them?
Yeah, so we should come up with some sort of naming convention for this, but let's bring it towards the edge of the cliff.
This way?
So left depth, negative. And then bring it back a little bit. So -3 or 4 here on the left depth.
It's off the world, though.
Okay. I think that looks okay to me, but it'll look better when we adjust the other one. So if you do like -4, and then we change right depth to bring it back into the world.
It doesn't make it go off the back into the world, though.
Oh, you're right. Okay. So -2.
-2 is the longest we can go.
And then let's go right up to the edge of the post, the one right before it snaps in front of it. So I guess that's going to be 2 or 0.
I think it's 2.
Interesting. So that's clipping into the rope a little bit.
Oh, I
So
see.
if we go to 0 or -1, that's
It's
still
clipping more. So it's
Okay.
not clipping here at -4.
Or -3. Can we try -3? Or is that also clipping? No, that's okay.
Okay.
So I like that. And then let's cap off the frontmost post with another one of your more detailed scrubs now that we've kind of had a bit of distance between them.
Should I do the red scrub now?
We can try,
Oh,
but
melts
yeah,
everything
it's a
away.
little too muddy. So I would just do scrub 16, just keep it simple. It's okay to repeat.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to the post before that with the two rocks on it.
Okay.
And then add another custom prop here.
Oh. My rocks are another custom. Okay.
And then let's do -3, -3. It needs to be more right. So I guess it actually needs to go the other way. But it also needs to be forward. So -4 maybe? Or is this coming off the world a little too much?
It's coming off the world a little bit, but it's not like going to fall off.
We get the shadowing on the front of that rock now. And then can we bring it back in the right depth? So positive right depth. But it needs to not clip.
So no more than -2.
Maybe -3 is the right option here. Because I like the shadows there.
Just bring it all together, make them buddies over there.
No, I think it's the -3.
Okay.
How's that feeling there along that fence post?
It's feeling designed, which is nice.
I feel like the medium stones are getting to me a little still. They feel like they're kind of overriding the post.
I need to shrink them down, is what that is.
Or we need another variant of a smaller rock.
Okay.
So let's try medium pair 2. Let's try swapping that out for something else. Just a straight swap. Can we do medium 20 or big 20? Try that one. No, that's going to clip. We don't really want to add more greenery via bushes. We could try a stump, but I feel like that's not going to work with the edge of this rope either.
No.
So this is where I'm going to say it would be a good idea to potentially make a specialized rock for this problem. So this is a spot where like, hey, the rock we have is kind of working, but it's not quite good at like sitting. Ooh, actually, there is one more thing we can try. Let's go back to the medium pair 2. We have not tried this before. This might cause other problems. Let's bring this closer to the so medium pair right depth. Let's change the right depth to be more positive, so like -2. Okay, and now that's clipping a little bit.
We bring this down?
So let's bring the height down. Does that feel like it's clipping into the world, or does it feel okay?
I think that feels okay.
Okay, now let's bring the lush grass more to the front, I think, -5 maybe? On the left depth. So it helps cover it. But now it's floating a bit off the front, right?
Yeah. So the stone's got to go +1, and that can go there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good call. I think just making it melt into the world is pretty harmless by the looks of it.
Okay. I want to try one more thing.
Uh-huh. Oh, pardon me.
Can we go up to the fences?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? Before we do this last thing, it's a bit risky. Let's go open up the project view, and let's save off what we've done here as a prefab. So open up the prefabs base folder, where I've been saving a lot of these temp ones, and then scroll up, and then find the root of this whole section. You got it. Perfect. And drag that whole thing over, and it should make a 1 in front. Yeah, so that's great. So now let's go back in and edit some more. Right click on the prop forest bush covered pass, and then prefab unpack completely. So we've made a build of it, but we're not going to keep it that way. Okay, good. So we've made the prefab is saved, but now we're unlinking to the prefab so we can still modify. So let's zoom back in by bringing up the game view so that we go back to ×2. Perfect. And now let's go to the fences, and I'd like to try making them left walls to see how they look if they're
this
walls.
is risky.
So let's change each of these to a wall. You might need to modify them a little further, but I'm just curious what effect this has. Because right now the rock is getting shadows that are a little bit weird on it. If you bring the scene view back in.
Hang on, let me finish putting these in the walls.
No, I just want to show this real quick, just before you make this last.
My scene view?
Yeah. Do you see how that shadow on that rock is getting like the part of the front 3/8 fence, but not any of the shadow from the 2/8 fence?
Yeah.
That's because of the way that it's kind of set up, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so if we go back to here and do this as walls, I don't think the ropes are going to line up correctly. But I'm curious to see. Because I think they would need to be drawn perfectly straight in order for them to line up.
They're definitely not going to line up. Just look at them.
Yeah.
But it would be easier for me to make these if they were drawn flat so I can just wall them.
So that's the question. Do you think that this obviously doesn't look as good, but could it look good?
I like them casting shadows, but there is the problem with the things breaking. But I feel like if we have them and they should be casting shadows and they don't, it'd be really uncomfortable to the eye because it wouldn't be normal. So like they need to cast shadows.
Yeah. So undo the last, I don't know if we should be able to undo. Oh, maybe it doesn't work. Yeah, my undo code doesn't work.
No. Oh, okay, I did it.
Unpack the prefab. So what you did was you undid back far enough
Oh no!
that it became a prefab again and went back to those settings. So yeah, so go back
But
to,
it worked.
if you can bring the scene view back in. I agree. I think that shadow on that rock doesn't work right now.
But also, does it matter? Is it where you going to notice a little shadow error in the entirety of the game?
Maybe, maybe not. But it bothers me a little bit, and I feel like we can solve it. So another thing we could try doing is bringing that rock down lower, because technically that rock can keep going lower into the ground as long as it doesn't go through to the bottom. So if you go to the -2 under pixel height, let's go like -6 or something.
Yeah.
Now I'm not getting much of that shadow effect on that rock that was bothering me.
Yeah, no, it's gone. There's no more shadow.
And it doesn't look like that rock is like broken and clipping through the ground because a lot of that's hidden by a lot of the bushes we've placed in there.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I don't hate it. I think it's a really neat, cheap way to get different sized rocks.
Okay. So now if we go back to your red plant I asked you to put in a moment ago.
Yeah, where do you want it?
Can we bring it forward to the right, towards the bottom right of the screen more? So remove it from that tile. And like basically right behind Hero.
You're my red plant, my dude. Okay, we're getting rid of there. And we want it right behind Hero right here.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
I find that sits a little better. Could we try one more time putting it right where Hero is?
Okay.
And then clear the other one. And move Hero out of the way.
Poor Hero. He's just trying to live his best life.
So the red is disappearing on that brown color.
Yeah, that's color contrast for you. The dirt is very red.
Yes, but the red is also disappearing on the green of the ground as well.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be a very defined bright color, right? It's supposed to be muted.
Right. I'm going to argue that should be a very bright red color.
Okay.
Now, my thought on that is that you want to have this feel fantasy. And we've talked about a couple of times that this particular bush with these little weeds growing out of it, I would like to have be medical herbs. It's a very common isekai trope to have it so that the hero has to go gather medical herbs. They're useful for creating potions, etc., etc. I think that it would be neat, and that's why I was asking to place it in the center of the map, because it should be a focal point. And so my eye is very much drawn to the tree, but I wasn't being drawn to this one. Can we keep it as red, but just make it pop more against the reddish dirt? Or is that, we'd have to go way too bright to make that happen?
I think I need the whole stick to be more contrasty.
That's fair. I do like what you've done there with those colors. Okay, okay. I like the direction.
Thank you. Let's do a little bit more orange, because that'll look at that. That's poppy.
And that feels more fantasy to me. So now, can we go back to the tree that you worked on with the vines?
Yes.
And can we make the parts of the tree a similar set of colors to what is on that bush?
Oh, okay. Is this like the medical tree that kind of drops the seeds for the bushes?
Maybe, but what I do know is that this feels the you were trying to say you wanted this to feel fantasy, and it wasn't feeling fantasy to me. But when we made those color choices you did for the plant, it immediately felt way more fantasy. So if we use the same colors, do we get the same effect on that tree?
Oh, I put the wrong tree in here by the looks of it. Yeah, I put round 2. Round 1. Oh, it's not as contrasty. I need
Okay.
to play with that a little bit more here. Hang on. Whoa. Do that instead. With that. Maybe we'll just keep the pink.
No, because it feels too flowery. I liked what you had before, even if it wasn't contrasting enough. So not this one, but the one you had in between. With the dark kind of reddish colors.
Like that?
No. There was a one you had a moment ago where it was like almost like little plus signs on the tree. Close, but the colors aren't quite right.
Was it with the outside dark or bright?
The outside being dark flowers. Yeah, so this version here, I get you're saying that's not enough contrast on the actual tree itself, but this feels way more fantastical to me compared to the pinks. The pinks do feel just like flowers, whereas this feels like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a tree that I would expect.
Well, also, we could also just use a color that isn't known to be natural here. Blue.
Okay. That's fair.
Oh, a lot of it disappeared there? Why did that happen? Oh, it's just really... Oh, it really blends into the tree. The tree is very blue. Work in progress.
No, let's keep trying different colors here. I do like the shape that's emerging from the dangling flowers more too. The little plus signs feel more interesting to me. I don't like it as much as the reds.
That's very intense.
Yeah, it's a little hard on the eyes, is the feedback I'll give. I don't know if that's the right way to say that, but...
No, it is. But you like the reds the most?
Yeah, I think this one works for me.
Okay, let's keep that as for now then. Oops.
Does that feel more fantastical to you, though?
No, I think it's all the same.
Okay.
I think flower choice is not going to be one-to-one. Is it fantasy or not?
Mm-hmm.
Because all fantasy can have mundane colors.
I will say that this now feels more consistent between the medical herb plant that we have in front of Hero and that tree, though. The color choices...
contrary to that, now your medical herb doesn't stand out.
That's fair?
Now it looks like it's part of the environment, not something that stands out.
Okay. That's a fair feedback. But the world feels more consistent
Mm-hmm.
And the tree doesn't, the pink flowered tree that we had before felt like it wasn't necessarily cohesive with the space. But now this space feels a little more cohesive. Can we take a pass on the actual fence posts themselves?
Yes. Yeah, they are a little bright, aren't they?
I don't know if they've been color paletted, like shifted to the new color palette, number one. And then number two, I think there are only 2 color tones.
They are very simple, yes.
Overall, though, I think this, I know it's been very long working through what is effectively one corner of a map or one side of a map, but this feels more like a forest to me. Or at least it feels more like it's got some real depth to it.
Agreed. As I said, like, you're very good at putting things with intention.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just like throwing things on there. There you go.
Ooh. Can we get a second tone on them?
Yes. I was just doing that real quickly.
And not to distract while you're doing that, but I also think that red could be...
It's one of the brightest reds we have.
Well, that's the thing, is I think it's... I don't know. Okay. It's one of the brightest reds we have. Should it be red?
It can be any color you want. Okay, those have been toned. What color are you thinking?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to think about what the reference here is, because also, what is the indication? Is this a like sash like we had in the palace?
Yeah, it's the exact same as the one we have in the palace right now. We could just do like a regular rope looking color.
So some shade of brown, or
more of an ashen, like a hay color.
okay.
Give that a shot. It's very bright.
Almost feels almost translucent.
No, I feel like the top ringer should be like a steel. Oh, where'd the color go there? Okay, that kind of cools it down. What's your thoughts on there?
Yeah, I feel like it's a little too olive.
Olive.
On the rope specifically.
That's too pink. That's... I don't know what that is. Nope.
Oh, I don't mind that.
That's really bright.
I kind of like that one you had that was more of a yellowish tone.
Yellow?
Well, this one's good too. We could try this one.
Okay. There we go.
I think that could work. The only so then the last piece I'll give a feedback is I feel like the center color of the posts feel a little bit off to me, like they're kind of not their highlight or their shadow, but like I guess their main tone. I don't know whether it should be lighter or darker though. Maybe darker?
You mean the mid-tone?
Yeah, the mid-tone. If there's range for it to go darker.
You want darker?
I think so.
Working. Process.
I know. You have to modify 3 different images for this.
Try that first one.
That feels closer. That broke on the third one.
Oh, I hit the wrong shadowing? I did. There you go.
Did we lose our 3 colors, or did we get too close to one of them?
No, there's still 3 colors there.
I feel like we've gotten too close with 2 of the colors, and I'm mostly...
I can make this the darker. Try that.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
Okay. I also add a little bit of shadowing on the rope itself. It's not very bold, but I don't think I want it to be bold.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Okay, that's really nice. It's very standoff compared to the what is in the Demon Castle.
Yeah, but it definitely feels like this fits. Now, did we just modify... This is a forced variant, right? This isn't...
Yes.
Okay, we didn't modify the base
This
one.
is the wooden fence, not the royal fence.
Okay. So then I think this side feels good to me, and I feel like we've also built it up in such a way that that tree that you want it to be like a fantasy tree is a focal point. Now, whether or not it's getting that fantasy vibe, I think is still debatable, but we have made it a centerpiece.
What is fantasy?
Okay, so we're moving on. So the right side, let's make the right side feel like a dense brush of forest, if that's possible. That's the vision.
Tree bush. Let's get rid of this hideous little orange bush over here. This thing just
the more it's sat on the screen, the more I haven't minded it.
Of all the things, totally.
I know. I really have been vocally like not sure on the colors of like the oranges and the purples, but this one in particular,
contrast has to happen.
I think having it low when it's on top of a tree, it doesn't feel right. But as a bush, I feel like it's like, oh yeah, there could be some brush that's like a bit dead or something.
Yeah, let me tone it down a smidge though, because I feel like it's got a ton of colors in here that I have not passed this. This could just all go away. Okay, that's looking better already. I got some rando pink over here, which I'm just gonna get rid of.
It's also like a different level of detail from a lot of the other bushes in that it like feels like it has big, large leaves compared to more of the smaller scrub leaves.
Yeah, I wanted this one to have that, hey, I'm a different plant vibe, right?
Yep.
I'm a new foliage. Look at me. I'm pretty. I've stared at this bush for far too long. Okay, there we go. Just a little bit of touching up. What do we think?
I don't like the dark under the leaves color that you've added now. It feels too contrasty from the... I assume you're going with like an off tone or something, like more of a purple.
There we go. Fixed it up.
Okay.
I will... Whoa.
Let's go down the line. Let's go bush tree, just all the way down.
All right, bush.
We'll do a pass. In fact, you could probably multi-select all of these if you want and just do all the same.
Oh, I moved it. Let me just do a shimmy. Oh, that's a weird angle for me to grab everybody. Hang on. Ah.
You also need to make sure that you don't make the selector too large, otherwise it might multi-grab many objects, which is what that message is. So it needs to be a fairly narrow like selection on only the center of the tile.
I don't know how many I grabbed.
That's fine. We could just start with what you got.
Oh, hang on. I can do better than this. There we go. Okay. Back option.
Back, probably want something very small. Could also just start with no back option and just do front and center. And then back can be an accent on certain ones.
Which is tree.
Okay, perfect. You got it exactly the way we wanted it.
Scrubs.
Okay.
Mossy piles.
Little too high, but honestly it works here more than I thought it would. You could try the back option.
Where'd it go?
I don't know if multi-select... Oh, you can try it, yeah. You could bring it down in height more. Like -5?
I mean, not the worst.
I do think it's still a little big to me.
Yeah, no, it's a big lad.
I like the shadow it's creating though. Okay, now let's differentiate. So find specific ones that you think could be less repetitive, and let's swap one of the assets.
All right, let's start with this first one. Let's give it a flower instead.
Too bright.
Very bright. Why are you so bright? No, you're the old one. No, you are the new ones. You're in the right naming convention. The blue ones are very calm. I think they're too tall, though.
They also are only giving me 2 color tone vibes on the greenery.
Yeah, they're definitely more than 2 color tones. A chest?
No.
Tiny bush?
That doesn't hurt, but I would say it's not working quite as a front option. That one works better.
Okay.
I think you could leave that one. And then let's change up some of the trees to some other variations.
We'll just stick with the round trees because we know we like them. Those were round tree 1, so we'll do round tree 2.
Round tree 2's trunk doesn't feel like it fits in the same... maybe it's fine. Oh no, it's all the other trunks that I'm not liking. Okay.
You like the orange highlights?
Hmm?
The orange highlights are very dramatic.
Yeah, I like that more though. At least, like, they feel consistent. If with the... Again, is there 3 tones on some of those?
There's 3 tones on everything here.
Hmm. Oh, I see it. Okay. I don't like the big orange tree.
It's so lovely. But it takes away from my fantasy tree.
I don't mind that cone.
Why are you... You're so bright. I don't like that.
Agreed. Both of those stumps are a little too bright.
Yeah. That's with your highlight that I think I'm going to veto there. I don't like that either. Made a bunch of those. Yeah, no. You look like a candy cane. That's a small tree.
I would swap. Let's clear this one. Make the cone tree the round or the 48 round. Okay, then you need to put something in front of that. And again, I think we kind of come back to the scrubs as like our real only option here. But if you use that one, it kind of covers too much of the trunk. So you need something a lot shorter. Even shorter. It needs to be 10 or under. So that's kind of your only option right now, it looks like. Either that or the pebbles.
Oh, 14 is... That one's ugly. 20? Oh, yeah, ugly. Yeah, the pebbles.
So that works a little bit. Can we try adding a custom to this?
Yes. What do you want to customize it?
So that one we did with the pebbles.
The pebs?
If we add a custom prop to this, and then use this bush cover, but can you manage to get that between the pebbles and the tree?
Yeah, right there.
Can that go up 1 pixel on the height?
Yep.
Perfect.
I love that.
Can we go to the other pebbles on that side? I just noticed that it's actually in front of the tree trunk. Not
guy?
this one. Oh, maybe it is that one. Yeah.
Oh, 515 here. Okay. Yeah, it's
the height is a little too high. Do you see what I mean there? There's just a little bit of brown. It makes it look like the pebble's sitting in the trunk, but not in a natural way.
I see it.
So that might have to be pulled into a custom so that we can have full control over it. Bring it forward again, and then adjust the height down.
It was here?
-5 is a little risky because that'll clip into the ground as it comes up, I think. So I think this is your best option is -4, because that way, anytime you go -5, you need to be very understanding that it's going to be almost into the other tile.
It's still clipping there.
But here we start to lose too many. So this is a small, like, issue. I want to say, like, defect, but it's not the right word for it. But it's like an issue with having some of the stones be at a higher, like, almost like level. I don't mind clearing a tree actually there.
I just put it on the back instead.
Yeah. Oh, you could also add the tree as a custom so you can actually pull it back away from the rocks rather than having the rocks pull away from the tree.
But now doesn't matter.
No, yeah, I know. Your version works as well. I would go back further. I actually like the way that clipped behind the bush partly, because then it doesn't look like the same acid being used everywhere.
Yeah.
And in fact, you could even flip that pebbles because it's custom anyways.
Flip that pebble. Yeah, no, I love that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna veto the flip.
Whoa.
Sorry. Yeah, I like that a little more. Okay, so now I think that the actual tree line is looking, or more the bottom and the bushes and the breakup is okay. I would maybe change out one more of these scrubs to kind of break the flow a little bit. Because the scrubs have a very harsh outline compared to a lot of the other kind of pieces. I like it, but it definitely makes it pop, and it's very consistently, it's like 2 apart right now. It's scrub, something scrub, something scrub. Is this where a flower goes?
Flower.
Still too bright.
Yeah, I toned down the flowers, but I upped the colors in the actual greenery itself, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I feel like you're trying to make it so that they actually pop a little more.
And I don't think I want that. Yellows are better? Okay, we'll just keep with the yellows.
Can we move it down a little? Oh, we can't. It's a front. It would need to be customed. Let's...
The main thing is, what do we think about the trees when they're put together?
I don't notice it as much as I notice the tree line. Like, the from the bottom of the trees down to the ground is where I'm seeing more of my eye be drawn right now.
Okay.
I'm not really noticing the tops of the trees very much. I don't know if they're really meshing together, but I definitely am finding that I'm getting a little more lost in the trunk. I think my eye is drawn because there's a lot of differentiating between the trunks. Can we go back to this? Can we clear this yellow flower? I want to clear that. And then instead of the mossy boulder pile one in the back, can you change that one on this one, to one of the other bushes? The one that's in the very back corner right now is very different. Which one is that?
The very back corner? Oh, that's the tall one. I think it's the tall one.
It is, but we have it at -6 right now. So it's in the ground. Can we bring that up to its normal height? That's better. And then can we bring it forward to, like, maybe left depth negative? Yeah, something like that seems kind of interesting to me. What do you think? And then that does highlight to me that the tree in front of it, though, is very flat to the ground.
What do you mean by... Oh, I didn't do the trunks very well. Or is it sinking? No, that one I didn't design the roots very well. Hide.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
I'm not loving it, and I think I need to sit on this and just kind of like sketch some more. This is why I spend so much time on trees, because trees are just horrible.
So now I would argue that you have a really good layout of what I think would be an ideal kind of like spacing of props.
Yeah, now I can just shimmy.
So now you can just modify A-Sprite files and not have to move anything. Just keep like go into A-Sprite, modify the sprite.
Oh.
Don't hit exit. Okay, can we just make a backup again? So go
yeah, I was gonna save it, but I
Yeah.
couldn't save it.
Let's go project. And then we've got to go here and collapse up and then drag this back in and we'll get a 2 variation.
Okay.
And then you can unpack completely if you want to modify it.
No, I think I am good.
Do you think this is a better state to be in for kind of like testing
Do it
the
anyway.
environment?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is also probably a natural place to call the stream. We've been going for over 2 hours.
Yeah. My brain feels it.
Yeah, I think dinner time would be good, food would be good, break would be good.
Cake.
I don't think we have cake.
I want cake. I
go,
deserve cake.
I can go find you cake.
I would like cake.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go find you
Drixy
cake.
gets cake.
And then we're gonna be back again tomorrow, or more accurately, I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing. I assume it's still more kind of just setup. We might finally get to like balance pass of stats, because like
Ooh.
I'm feeling like we're close on that. I've really been trying to focus on getting the kind of intro cutscene with the Demon Castle figured out, and now with the forest stuff coming along, even with the props you have now, I would feel pretty confident building out some maps.
Okay.
And start
Have at it.
designing. Yeah, I think that there's room for improvement. I don't think you're
There's
wrong.
going to be so much room for the improvement in the next coming of goodness knows how long this takes.
Yeah, but I think that this is enough that I can start placing slime, start trying to build combat zones, and figuring out like the progression of the first few
Let me
combat
clean
runs.
up the file structure first, because there's duplicates and junk still hanging out.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anytime soon, but I'm feeling more confident moving into the kind of combat, you know, what is run 1, run 2, run 3, run 4 feel like.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll probably take another pass at stats tomorrow and skill tree design. But we'll be back again at 11 PTSD. Keep the Discord in mind if you want to know things. I think the schedule is also up to date on Twitch. Regardless, thanks for everyone for hanging out. And
Thanks, everybody.
I'll see you tomorrow. For now, though, this will be Tolhi and Drixy signing out.
Peace.